All right, hold on. Okay, got the camera set up properly. Just gotta check the check my page, see if the audio is good. Let me move this in just a little bit. Oh, don't hit that that wire.
Oh, come.
Yeah, leave it right there. I don't want the tripod to fall.
Yeah, 13s and shit. Yeah. Alright.
And throw it in the group me, I guess.
From the room, okay, come.
Alright, brother. Yes, looks good.
Yeah, you look good.
Oh, man.
You want to put the order room?
Not orders, just
Info? Main room?
main room, whatever.
Okay. My man.
Alright, I'm just gonna open up.
Go ahead.
Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, as always, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak. Also, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to all the brothers out there, all right, who are pushing this word in all truth and in all sincerity and with charity. Okay? And, through the Spirit, Yahweh Shai allowed me to link up with Big Ak.
Yeah.
All right? While we were, here before we turned on the camera, we were talking about several different things. Okay? And, basically the overall message of our conversation was, it's not just, knowing precepts. Okay? Let me get this real quick, because the scriptures say in the book of James, what? That you can't just be a hearer of the word. Oh my God, you can't make this up. All right, but the scriptures say what? You can't just be a hearer, but you have to be a doer also.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, you got guys out there, that they learn a couple precepts. All right, they get knowledgeable. They know a little bit of history, able to speak, well.
Mm-hmm.
And they forget to apply XYZ scriptures.
Yeah.
But they end up getting puffed up because they know how to line up a few things. Like I said, they know a couple of historical facts.
Mm-hmm.
They may speak well, so now their nose is up in the air. Okay, but you can't do that. You got to be not just a hearer but a doer. You got to apply what's written, man.
Right.
Okay. You want me to get there? Or you
I got it for you, bro.
Okay, come.
It's James 1:22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
Exactly. Okay. Straight to the point. Be ye doers of the word, okay, and not hearers only. Because I'll say this: if you don't apply these scriptures properly, you're really deceiving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because you could be sitting there, telling yourself, you know what? I'm a man of the Lord, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing XYZ videos, going out there and camping. I'm good. The Lord's got me. I got faith.
Mm-hmm.
You start saying all these things to yourselves, and you're really deceiving, yourself because you're not applying what? Charity,
mm-hmm.
brotherly love, okay? Applying wisdom while you're walking out here in the world, so on and so forth. You see? And the Lord, He can punish you severely for not applying, this whole role, man. You can't just pick and choose what you want to use. All right?
Because the thing is that we are trying to be perfect, all right, and we're not going to be. But there's things that we have to push toward to, all right, to make ourselves complete and whole. All right. Now we're not gonna be 100% on point in everything that we do, but the things that we can work on, we need to be working on them, man. And not take a thing for granted. All right, as far as the knowledge and understanding that the Lord has given you. All right. This so you got did more than that, James too.
Oh, you want to get more?
Mm-hmm.
You got it, Doc. It's like I'm looking for a precept.
All right, this is James 1:23. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he like unto a man beholding beholding his natural face in the glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth away, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. All right, and we gotta understand that we come in this truth. Hey, we're changed men. All right, and that we look ourselves in the mirror, but like, man, I'm no longer doing the things that I used to do. All right, but I'm also putting on a new man and doing things that need to be done. All right, and when I leave, when we leave this house, we leave this building, or wherever you go, you gotta remember, hey man, you still gotta maintain a level of dignity, a level of maturity, a level of accountability. Okay, with the truth. All right, and that comes with practicing what you're preaching, man.
Mm-hmm. Can I add a point too?
Mm-hmm.
And if a brother's telling you, or brothers, whether it be one brother or multiple brothers, are telling you about your flaws, things you need to work on, things you need to improve on, you need to take heed and listen to that. Meditate. What does the scripture say? What? Examine yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You need to examine yourself, and then try to change particular patterns that you have, particular bad habits that you have. You have to cut these things out of your life. Mm-hmm. And then I think I made a lesson, I don't even remember, man, a couple months ago, where it was, I think I entitled it, basically cut out bad habits and create new good habits. That's what you need to do, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, in this truth. Because the brother said, what, we all have, actually go to James that 1:20 now, because it talks about what is fluidity. Hey, look, we all have residues of the old man in us. So we're going to constantly be what? Trimming the fat. Mm-hmm. Okay? Constantly, you're going to be fighting that old man. That new man's got to, war with the old man nonstop. Okay? Look, we're going to be doing this until what? Yahweh Shah comes back and delivers us. You see? But you have certain guys, they think they got it already, basically. Mm-hmm. That they're above correction. Above reproof. And that's because of one, their pride. That's the main, factor in this. And then you can add other things. They're overly emotional. Okay? All right? That knowledge has puffed them up. They think they're on a certain level. So on and so forth, you see? But can you get that in the James, Bible Kushah?
This is James 1:21. Said, wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word that is able to save your souls.
Yep. And then talk about that superfluity, which goes into when you look it up in the Greek, it goes into like that residue of what you used to be, man. Okay? You got to get rid of that. And it's hard, man. It's not easy. This is where the battle comes in. All right? The flesh versus the spirit. Mm-hmm. Okay? But you have to, as the scriptures say, what? Put your flesh into subjection. Okay? You got to fight. Now, are you going to win every time? No. Because what does it say in the scriptures? A just man falls 7 times, right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna stumble, fall, okay? Hit your your face in the dirt, in the mud. Mm-hmm. But you got to get back up and keep fighting. And then look, over time, if you're a true man of the Lord, you're gonna change, man. Right. You're gonna start overcoming these bad habits. I know I've had since coming into the truth, there's particular bad habits that I had that are now cut out of my life.
And you're looking at a man, you're looking at a person right now who still battles things, man. Yeah. We all have things that we are throwing on our side, okay? But the things you can chip away at and get away, get out your body, replace those with better attributes.
That's right.
You see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, there's things that we all have to face about ourselves. The things that we had, I call it going to the doctor. All right, because a lot of people want to go to the doctor. Why? Because they're afraid of the results that they're going to get. Oh, you're overweight, so you got to work out. You have a lump, wherever.
You got a liver problem.
Yeah, you got a liver problem.
You got to stop drinking.
But these things you knew already, but they become such a problem now that you can't avoid the effect that it has on you. So now you got to face it and address it, man.
That's right.
All right, and one way the Lord makes it happen is that He puts you among brethren, man. All right, hey, you need to work on this, or maybe you should cut back on that. All right, and these things are profitable for you. Why? Because in the end, it helps you become a better you. All right, I want to get to the second part real quick.
Can you look up real quick, because I don't got my phone.
Okay,
can you look up your neighbor searcheth you?
Yeah, come on.
And then I'll hold it on deck for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can. I just want to. I forget where it's at in Proverbs. Well, just to back up the brother real quick, it talks about how your neighbor searcheth you out.
Mm-hmm.
See, the men that are around you, that are set up to be among you, they're gonna search you out. They're gonna check you out, man. The Spirit's gonna hop on them to examine you, like, hey, what's this guy about, man? Or what's he been doing? And all of a sudden, you're just chilling, thinking everything's cool, and all of a sudden, you'll get a phone call from a brother like Shikaria. All of a sudden, he's telling you, you're going off, blah, 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 blah. Hey, I've been seeing this and that, and then you're like, damn, I didn't even know. It'll be out of the clear blue. Or you'll all of a sudden have maybe like an elder Uriah, you're in class, and all of a sudden he picks you out of the whole group. There's 20 men in here, 15 men.
Yep.
Hey, bro, how do you say, this in Hebrew? Or what does it mean? Or what's the history on that? And all of a sudden you don't know it. Now you're getting cussed out for not knowing it, because you should know it, because of, where you're at in this truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden the spotlight's on you. This is like what happens. And if you're a wise man, all right, man, that I'll say this, that fears Yahweh Shem Shai, you would take heed to what's going on. And you'll be like, oh, damn, man, you know what? I need to fall back and just start reevaluating the stuff I've been doing. Did you find it by any chance?
I got it.
Yeah, can I get it for you? What is it?
Proverbs 18 and 17.
Okay, Con, let me get it for you.
Right, because the brother made a good point, because when when two or more gather together, there I am in the midst of the Lord, right? So the Lord, the Holy Spirit, is going around the room and is searching, man. Okay? All right, so you got to expect the Spirit to land on somebody, man. And sometimes it might not land on somebody. It might just land on the brother to exhort or to edify. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily always rebuking and correcting, but the Spirit be around or land on the brother to say something spiritual that you may need to hear. All right? That you may not even be going off, but now you're like, damn, I need to hear that.
Yeah.
Make yourself aware. But go ahead.
I got two for you. I'm going to start off with that Proverbs 18 and 17, though. He that is first in his own cause seemeth just. And I'll say this, in your mind, you think that you're in the right, all the time. That's the flesh. That's that ego, that pride that tells you, no, you're on point. Mm-hmm. You're good. But look, you're not on point all the time. Mm-hmm. You're not always right. No. Okay? You are going to fall. You are going to mess up, and you need to hear it. And then when you hear it, now you got to examine what was being told to you and now start making some changes. Okay? Let me keep reading. But his neighbor cometh and searcheth him. Okay? And you see the men around you, the Lord is going to put His Spirit on them. Okay? Was it in the Greek to escopeo?
Yes.
You?
Okay.
Scopeo you, man. All right? To really be focused on you, so you can get it, in order, so you can get on point. Or what? You might start hardening your neck. Now, oh, wait a minute. He's not listening to this brother. He's not listening to that brother. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute, there's something wrong with this guy. Mm-hmm. Why isn't he taking heed to these men? Oh, he's proud. Oh, he thinks he's a know-it-all. He's got it. Oh, you know what? This guy needs to get kicked out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what starts happening. Of course, there's steps to it, but that's what happens in the spirit.
It does, man. And I'm gonna get this real quick since you brought it out like that. Mm-hmm. This is Sirach 19:1. A laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich. Mm-hmm. He that contemneth small things shall fall by little and little. All right, like it's not a
It's like the word contentment, all right, basically is it goes in the definition for it is basically seeing something as insignificant. So if you see like those little small things as being insignificant, you're gonna fall little by little. You know, and that's how it always. I'll say this: guys who fall out or decide to give in their walking papers, before they do all that, they tend to have situations with brothers, right? They'll get a little rebuke here, a little rebuke there. And, it could be something very light, but those things are still very important. But they see it as something insignificant, okay? So what starts to happen then? They start falling. A little here, a little there. Next thing, they're just, what does the scripture say? Talk about like the wayside or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
With the seed.
I get it.
With the there's the parable of the sower.
Mm-hmm.
Some fall by the wayside. They get all of a sudden caught up in stony ground.
Yep.
All right, amongst the thorns and all that, and then they get choked down and they're through.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens because they didn't take heed right away to that first rebuke, that second rebuke. Next thing you know, it's a year or two down the line. This guy it hasn't changed his ways. Now they just got to go, and then they end up falling back. I always say they go back into the world and fall into the abyss.
And a brother gave like really heavy examples, okay? But some of the small things may just be you not accepting to be uncomfortable. All right, you got to understand that the truth is all connected. It all goes together. You're praying, you're fasting, your interaction with brothers, you're reading. All right, all these type of things are necessary to continue your growth and to continue your progress. So once you start taking things for granted, all right, as far as being on time for class, being on time for the line, all right, making yourself available for the body when you have a little bit of time off or whatever, and you ignore those certain things, and they become to be big things. Why? Because they're going unchecked. That's right. Because in your mind, you be like, oh, another brother got it. Oh, I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to do that. All right, because the scripture talk about the heart is deceitful among all things, and desperately wicked, who may know it. Because in your mind, you may think you're still on point. All right, the scripture talk about to give you strong delusion that you should believe a lie. All right, the deceiver and deceived are his. So you don't know what the Lord has in store for you, man. Mm-hmm. So our best bet is to continue to stay rooted, grounded. All right, dance with the girl that you brought, man. All right, do the things that you first was doing in the truth and elevate those things, man. When you first come in, you're reading, you're praying, you're fasting, you're going to every single class that you possibly can. All right, you're being around brothers to get built up as much as you possibly can. All right, until you become on a level, so to speak, to where you can probably dial some things back. But don't forget the basis of what this truth is all about is a base of faith. All right, once your faith comes works, man.
I got another one that we done on.
Yep.
I got another precept for you. This is Proverbs 20:5. Counsel in the heart of man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. And you see, your neighbor, he's gonna search you out. He's gonna pull out what's really inside of you, so to speak. All right. He's gonna start bringing out scriptures. All right. He's gonna start telling you X, Y, Z things, and then we're gonna see how you're gonna react. Basically.
I got one.
Well, what's your reaction? All right, to what's being told to you. All right. What is your reaction? And that tells you a lot about a man.
Mm-hmm.
Is their reaction?
Yep.
Are they gonna buck up? Are they gonna submit? Are they gonna change those bad habits? Are they actually gonna try to improve on particular weaknesses? What are they going to do?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you see what happens is a lot of guys get exposed for being wicked. Because look, all things, can I give one more scripture, Axelaki? Mm-hmm. It says here in the book of Luke, I think it's 8:17, if I'm not mistaken, it says here that what? For nothing is secret for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest. See, everything's going to be manifest. All your works,
yep.
Whether they're good or evil.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's gonna come out. some way, form, or fashion. You see? And it says here, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. It's just going to be exposed, basically, at the end of the day. So if you're a wicked individual trying to play the role of a righteous prophet, your ass is going to get called out. Hey, look, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from him. Run from him. Avoid him, as the scriptures say. All right? You know? Hey, but hey, if you're, a true righteous man, hey, you know what? That's one of those shepherds I need to go to, that I need to be around. You know what I mean? Hey, that's what's going to, be presented.
The scripture talk about let the righteous smite me, and that's what we're here for sometimes, man. To put the smack down sometime, man, but for your own good. All right, here we are, we're older brothers, and we still get rebuked, corrected, chastised. All right, publicly. All right, in the midst of in the midst of a class.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Hell, shit! Just on Saturday night, I was up here, and the elder laid into me for a few moments, man. All right, but guess what, man? Hey, the end result, what I learned from it was, speak things in season, man. All right, but we're always in the refining process when it comes to us trying to perfect ourselves and trying to figure out who we really are, man. All right. I got a couple for you, Art. This is John 3:20. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither come unto the light, as his deeds should be reproved. All right, now I'm not here calling nobody wicked or anything like that. But the point being, a lot of times you brothers don't want to be around, all right, because their ass be going off, man.
Yep.
All right, and they don't want to come around and get exposed to their folly. Okay, now we know you're supposed to hide your folly, but you can't always hide things when you're around men of the Lord. So you think about retreating and about being alone, that you're going to get away from that light being shined on you, man. It's not true.
A lot of guys don't want to deal with the reality check.
Mm-hmm.
So then they avoid things, or try to avoid it. But at the end of the day, you can't. We just read that in the book of Luke.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come out. It's going to come out. Okay? That's what happens with a lot of guys. They really try to avoid stuff, man. Because they don't want to deal with that reality check. Because what it happens, it does what? It hurts your ego and your pride. And a lot of guys, that's too much for them.
It is, to be to get cussed out by another grown man in front of other grown men, all right, without fighting back, without answering again, without getting puffed up and want to get physical with a brother. You see, those things have to get put to the side. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about you. It's about the Lord. All right, this is not an individual. Us as an individual, about us as a body, and being attached to the body of the Lord without having schisms in it, man. This is Sirach 22:19. He that picketh the eye will make tears to fall. He that picketh the heart maketh it to show her knowledge, man. All right, so a lot of times, hey, we gotta poke brothers, man, just to see where they're at, not only spiritually, but see where they're at on a mature level, man. All right, can I scoff you, make fun of you in front of the brothers while we joking around and playing? Can I actually go pick up a brother on the other side of town when you just came in and you got to go back out again? You see? All right, can you get up out of bed and go help a brother change the tire? You see? Can I ask you certain questions about the Hebrew or the alphabet or the prayers and the simple words? All right, and you don't know them. Can you take being ashamed of that? You see? But all these things have to happen, man. All right, because look, as the elder Ariella said, me and the brother talking about it earlier, we're not just sitting around drinking wine, eating chicken, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're watching, we're taking mental notes. All right, we're talking amongst ourselves. We're talking amongst the elder brothers, man, and the elders, and and we're getting reports, man. All right? That's why we have class, to see where brothers are at on the level.
Yeah.
Brothers 2, 3, 4 years in the truth, we haven't finished your role. You can't say the Lord's Prayer. Go ahead, you got something?
I was going to say, man, and another thing too is a lot of guys think they could just do things like the bare minimum, right? And think they could just, slide by, everything's cool. Like we were talking about, like, yeah, class is a beautiful thing. I'm glad that, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, the Elder Malcolm on down to, Elder Uriah, the Elder Saint Benji, they said, we're going to implement classes again. Because we used to have them, years back, but, we had to cancel it, because I think, during that, I think it was during the 2020 era, I'll just say it like that. You know what I mean?
2020.
The 2020, and so we shut it down for some time because of the situation at hand, and now we restarted it back up a couple months ago, and it's showing a lot, man, especially for the newer brothers. But let me scratch that, man. Even men that's been in the faith for some time, it's really showing you where they're at, man. Okay. But you got certain guys, they think they could just, even I'll say this, come to class one time and just be cool. Like, all right, yeah, I go to camp, I go to, my one class, and, I make a couple videos throughout the week, I'm good. Like I was telling the brother, no, man. Now, of course, take what I'm saying with the grain of salt, and it's all balanced. You got to be around the brothers more than that. Like, this brother and I, we pretty much came in at the same time. This brother came in first, though.
No, it's about the same time, Mark.
The point being, though, is, this brother and I grew up together spiritually, and we were always breaking bread at, where the Elder Saint Benji, at his old house. All right? At these, when the classes first started out here, we were...
In the basement.
Yeah, in the basement, and we just... Brothers have it easy now. We always say, 2 hours. We had minimum 3 hours, plus, how many times we did OT, so to speak? 4 hours. Damn, they're 5 hours breaking bread. I'm tired as hell. I gotta wake up early in the morning. Brothers complain, well, I gotta wake up. Who gives a fuck, man, about your sleep schedule, man? I'm sorry, man. Not sorry. But who gives a fuck, man? And this is how, we got built up. And now I see the importance of it. Because we got into the history, the prophecies. We've had so many councils down there. And that built us up as a squad. So it's much more than that. We always talk about there's times where you got to link up with the brother. Maybe go to a park, talk a little bit, be in the spirit together. Maybe go grab some grub. Maybe link up at a brother's house. You got to do this, a lot, man. It's not just, I see you on a Saturday. I see you on, at a class day. I'm good. No, man. No.
Well, the certain thing you don't get by being alone and watching videos. All right, the elders and apostles don't answer they don't go over every single precept in the Bible, man. You don't answer every single question that somebody has. Sometimes you gotta call a brother up. All right, sometimes you gotta be around that little extra 5 minutes just to get that one little nugget that you've been waiting 4 or 5 months for to get, man.
Exactly,
all right,
man.
This is on 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord, man. All right, be always abounding in the work, man.
And that goes into to give a visual, perspective. Abounding is going, because actually, if I'm not mistaken, if you look up that word, it goes into overflowing. So imagine a pitcher, right? And you got it, filled with water. Water should just be spilling out of it. That's how you should be in the truth, man, basically. All right? Constantly just doing stuff. Look, man, I'll put it like this. You should want to do more than 3 videos a week. You should want to go to more than one class. You should want to go to more than one camp. Now, of course, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt and deal with it in balance, all right? But what I'm trying to get at is you should just constantly be in this, in this truth, in this word, meditating on things, in the spirit, okay? You see? All right?
I got that word for you.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce it. It was G4052. It says the superabound be in excess.
Excess.
Yep.
That means you got more than enough.
Mm-hmm. To be more abundant, be better, enough, and to spare, exceed, excel, increase. All right, over and above, man. All right, so there are things that we can do to always get better. All right, I'm not a super big Hebrew guy, so guess what? Every chance I can get, through the Spirit, I try to go to every Hebrew classes. All right, I ask brothers, what certain words mean. All right, now we're getting to the habit of putting words in the grouping. Like you might read a verse or get a precept of the day, and you focus on the word and you put it in the grouping. Now you add to your vocabulary, man.
That's right.
All right, there's other things that we can do to be abounding in, man. Okay, everybody's not gonna be on the same level or have the same desire to go to every class and things like that. But whatever lot you in, man, go above and beyond in that, man.
Yeah.
And
then I'll say this. See, in this truth, you can't just be just a little side note. Can you get the scripture where it says the race is not given to the swift? All right, because look, you got to be in different gears in this truth, so to speak. Sometimes, hey, you got to go all out, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's times where you got to, be in like that cruise control type of mode.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's times where you got to slow the pace down, and just kind of like, sit back and kind of reflect on things, But main thing is you just can't be stagnant. That's the word I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. Stagnant. Just one place, one motion, so to speak. No, man. There's a lot to this truth. All right.
There's the old Stoic quote that says, "Don't let nobody tell you or don't nobody judge you on how fast you get to your destination as long as you don't stop." All right. So as long as we're not stopping, man, and have a desire to keep going, it doesn't matter how long it takes, man. Okay, it doesn't matter how fast you go, or how strong, or how many weights you lift, all right, or how many, or how long it takes to achieve your goal. As long as you're taking steps to achieve your goal, man. Okay. Sometimes things take longer for other brothers to grasp than others, man. All right, but yet the Lord still want to see growth. All right, hey, do you know why a fucking sloth has that algae and moss on him? Because he moves slow. But guess what? He's still moving though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So long as you keep on moving, hey man, that's progress, man.
That's right.
Ecclesiastes 9:11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. Neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to the men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happens to them all.
That's right. But the main point is the race is not given to the swift. There's like I was saying, there's different speeds to this truth, so to speak. Because I'll say this: so you got those guys, right, that skyrocket in knowledge and all that stuff, and they're able to bring out 1 million precepts and that they can break down this, break down that. I'll say this. Now, of course, there's exceptions, but you got to watch out for guys like that. Because what happens is, as fast as they shot up, they come crashing down just as quick too. All right? Because, can I get this real quick?
Mm-hmm.
1 Corinthians, because we were talking about this earlier too. What? Knowledge puff it up?
Mm-hmm.
Give me one moment. This is 1 Corinthians, I think it was 7, I think. 6, no. 1 Corinthians 8:1. It says, "Now as touching these offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge." Don't we all have knowledge of the scriptures, right? Every single one of us. We know the Job 9-24s, the Revelations, 12 and 12s, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So on and so forth. Whatever scripture, that comes to mind. Yeah, we know these things. Okay, cool. But it says what? Knowledge puff it up. Knowledge can get your, get your mind all messed up. Okay? Because it feeds into your pride and your ego. Now you think you're on some type of level. You know, and certain guys, all of a sudden, they're with the upstart type of cat, right? All of a sudden, they know all this stuff. They're able to quote things perfectly to the T, able to call out these scriptures to the T. And all of a sudden, they start looking at men who've been laboring before them. How come he doesn't know this? How come he doesn't know this breakdown? Whatever, you know, how come, whatever it is, right? The case may be. And now they think that they're on some type of level. But hey, man, but that's that pride. And that pride is going to get you killed, man. All right? Pride will get you killed in this. It'll bring you low fast, man. Because, hey, going back to, what did I say? How, they're like a rocket. They shot up super fast, got high in there, and what? They can come down just as quick. Mm-hmm. That's what happens to a lot of these guys. The Lord can give you all this knowledge, and make you shine, so to speak, and then just take it away like that, man. Like that.
Yep.
Done.
Still trying to find this, because I believe I might be in second hand or something. More has been revealed to you than men understand, man. All right, so the fact that we have the understanding of the mysteries of the Lord, hey, everybody don't have those things, man. All right, so sometimes we just gotta be humble enough, all right, to humble enough and grateful enough. We've been using that word all day today. Grateful enough to have the word and the understanding of these scriptures, man, and not to think too highly of ourselves, man. All right, because talk about a man not know what he ought to know. You know, because no matter how deep you think you are, there's always somebody deeper, man. All right, and humility goes a long way. Being grateful goes a long way, man. All right, this is not a look at me contest, man.
That's right.
All right.
Got a little more. It says back in that 1 Corinthians 8:1. I'm going to read it from the top. It says, "Now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth." Mm-hmm. See, and that's one of the main things that you have to have. The scriptures talk about what? Have fervent charity. You know, if you don't have any charity, all the things that you've done are actually in vain.
Yep.
They're I think that's a scripture too. I think the Apostle Paul talked about it.
Yeah, charity out of nothing.
Yeah. And you got a lot of guys out there, they do XYZ things, on camera, right?
Yep.
And, I'll say this, because we were talking about this, the brother and I. There's so many things that happen off camera and behind the scenes. A lot of viewers, so to speak, when they hear things come out, they're like, damn, like what the hell? Mm-hmm. But look, man, behind the scenes, hey, that guy that you were admiring, so to speak, and you for sure thought he was a man of the Lord, he was really a big piece of shit. Mm-hmm. All right? And the main reason, or one of the main things of why they end up, getting kicked out or whatever, end up, walking away, whatever you want to call it, right? Is because, first off, it's always pride. And the second thing is a lot of them don't have charity. They weren't brotherly. They were, using and abusing brothers, so to speak. Mm-hmm. They weren't a help. Okay? They were really just a cancer to the body.
Yeah. So
the Lord said, you know what? That's got to get removed. It's a disease. Okay? Can't have that around. That's going to poison the rest of the body. Can't have that.
A little leaven to a whole lump. I'm going to get this is GMS Samak Ya'Allah. Mm-hmm. He says, this is Sirach 3:18, says, the greater the art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord, man.
It's a beautiful precept, and that's the spirit, because the brother and I were talking before, we started this lesson. We mentioned Yahushua. Mm-hmm. We were mentioning how if you're in these elevated positions, you have to serve more. Because there's that example in the Gospels where Yahushua, he washed his servants' feet. Mm-hmm. Or, his disciples' feet. Yep. And see, once you're in these elevated positions, you're going to have to minister more, serve more. And you need to be more humble, man. All right? You shouldn't have a high look to you. Okay? That stuff's got to go. And see, a lot of guys, They want to be in these the top seat. All right, they want that preeminence. Okay, as the scriptures talk about, but they're not ready to handle the things that come with it. It's like the name of this lesson. It's more than just knowing precepts. Do you understand if you're in an elevated position, how much you have to sacrifice? Guys don't get that. You know how much lack of sleep you're gonna get. You know how much money you're gonna lose out. How much family time you're gonna miss. Shit, you're gonna start losing families. Or you're gonna start losing your wife, your kids, etc. Because of the where you're at in this truth. And a lot of guys, and a lot of those guys who want that seat, they're not ready to deal with that. They are not. If they were I always say this, man. I've been saying this a lot lately. Look, man, I personally don't want to be in the Apostle Tahar seat, the other apostle seat, the Elder Malcolmus, all right, the Elder Yashalamas. I don't want that seat. It's too much for me to handle. I'm just happy where I'm at, and I'm going to try to the best of my ability fulfill my lot and my role. That's it. But you got guys out there that just aren't happy where they're at. It's just, no, this is not enough. I'm not speaking enough. All right? Or the brothers are asking me to do too many things. They're asking for too much help. No, I don't want to do that. I want to sit at home and play video games and eat Cheerios and wear my PJs, man.
We got to take into account that we're following the example of Yahweh outside, man. All right, and how he approached things and how he dealt with certain things. You got to understand that he dealt with Judas the whole time, knowing he was a turncoat, man. All right.
Heavy.
All right, so we got to understand that we're coming, in the same stead. We're gonna treat brothers a certain way. All right, we're gonna have brothers in our homes. We're gonna have brothers around our children at times. All right, we're gonna have, we're gonna be as a body. Okay, and that being part of the body, you're going to be exposed to certain things about brothers, man. All right, and the point being is that you got to be able to be uncomfortable when you're dealing with the body, man. Everything's not going to be going smooth, man. All right, even the smooth brothers who I look up to in the camp, you talk to them one-on-one, they're having problems too,
Oh yeah. Well, a lot of stuff's happening.
This is Philippians 2:5. So let this mind be in you, which is also Yahweh Mashiach, who being in the form of the Most High, thought it not robbery to be equal with the Most High, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men, man. So if Yahweh took on the form of a servant, how much more us, man? All right, the servant's not greater than the master. Do you think you're gonna come in here and not do what's been done by every other brother, starting with the elders and apostles on down, man? All right, like the brother said, man, you entered other men's labors, man. Hey, we came into the truth where we had smartphones. Maybe not smartphones before we came here. Did we have smartphones?
They were barely getting big.
Getting big, right?
The iPhones.
Wasn't no iPhone.
They were around, but it wasn't like that was like a
luxury.
Yeah, luxury. That was it wasn't just a regular commodity. If you had an iPhone, it was like, damn, man, you got some money. I remember back in the day, they were, out here in Chicago, you would have these young jakes. They would get on the trains and rob people for their iPhones all the time. That was before, the tracking devices, etc., and all like the codes and all that. So they would, take all the iPhones, and then go back to the hood, go take it to Ishmael. Yep. Ishmael would give them X amount of dollars, and then they would reprogram it. But point being, we didn't really have smartphones like that. Internet wasn't, on the phone wasn't even that good at the time. So, yeah, man.
The point being is that we labored. The brothers, the elders and apostles labored. All right, and now we've come into a time to where everything is at our fingertips, man.
Yeah.
So things is much easier. Knowledge has increased, but because it has increased, and things got easier for you, does not mean that you're on a level or that it actually makes you more than what you are.
Ooh, can I get this? Man, let me finish this. That's beautiful that you said it. Back in 1 Corinthians 8, and we'll get 2 now. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. So if you think you're on some type of level, man, all right, you really don't know anything, okay? Because there's still stuff that you need to figure out, the breakdowns that you need to know. And we were talking about this, what? Experience is what? The best teacher? A lot of you guys haven't gone through shit, man.
Ain't lost nothing.
They haven't dealt with shit, okay? In this truth, man. And, you know, I'm just don't, you know, just I'm loosely saying this. Mm-hmm. Hey, you were telling, you know, you're talking about it on the phone. A lot of you guys haven't dealt with family issues, okay? Losing children. When I say lose, I'm talking about children fucking dying, man. Mm-hmm. All right? You're not seeing your kids, all right? To you know, parents die, whatever, man. You know.
Or getting put out over the truth. Getting put out because you're going to class 2 or 3 times a week and going to camp 2 or 3 times a week. All right, you're always in the room doing a lesson instead of down at the kitchen table, man. Or you're in the car, all right, doing a lesson. It might be for 30 minutes to an hour, whatever the case may be. You come in, girl mad, kids are mad because you're supposed to take them to the store 30 minutes ago, man. And that eventually, you know, it becomes a strain on the goddamn relationship, man. Your girlfriend try to give you ultimatums.
Yeah.
You know? See, these things have hardened a lot of us older brothers, man. You see? But things are... Go ahead.
Jake thinks they're on a level just because they're fucking paying their fucking, you know, car note. And they you know, they just got out of their fucking parents' crib. Oh, I'm on a level. I'm a grown man now. Look at me, man. Look what I'm doing. I've been in the truth for 5 years. You can't tell me nothing. Shut the fuck up. You're a little boy, spiritually speaking, man. Little child. Hey, man. Look, man. When for instance, man, Apostle Recall came here, you know, through the Spirit, the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. He came here, right, for, you know, a weekend out here in Chicago. That man, what? They have elder apostles been in this truth for, what, 30 years? Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He is spiritually, I'm saying speaking, we're not talking about physically, I'm saying spiritually speaking, is a growing man compared to I'm a little boy in this truth.
Right.
All right? I'm a little boy. I got nothing to say.
No.
I'm just listening, man. You know? I'm just listening to everything that, you know, this elder apostle has to say. Shut my goddamn mouth, man. Mm-hmm. And just trying to absorb the wisdom that's being, you know, spewed out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then, like I said, you got Jake. They're 5 years, whatever, a couple years, and you know, they might be okay. Oh, I'm in the 10-year mark almost. They think they're on some type of level, but they forgot that their heads of their camps are 15, 20 years deep. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They're actual spiritual men.
Yeah.
You haven't even become a spiritual man yet. You haven't even hit the 12-year mark, because that's when you become a man. Mm-hmm. You're still a little boy.
Elementary school.
You're still in elementary school. Hey, man, there's a lot of guys out there that are clowns, man. All right? And Lord's going to deal with them, man. Salakia, man. I'm just in the spirit now. Lord's going to fucking deal with these guys and just destroy them, man. Because this shit's fucking played out, man. Look, man. That mercy and that grace period is ending, man. You can feel it, man. It's fucking ending. We don't got that much time in this place. And you got guys, you know, bucking up. Not being in order. Because, I feel this way. Oh, I don't like the way that brother talked to me. Man, shut the fuck up. Quit being a fucking bitch. That's some whole ass shit, man. That shit is fucking played out. It's fucking played out, man. You know? Hey, man, what's the Lord do, man? He's just removing people. Get out. Get the fuck out, man. You don't want to get in order. You don't want to do what you have to do. Get the fuck out there, man. Enjoy the wilderness by yourself, so to speak. Let's see how long you can last.
For Corinthians 12, I'm going to get to the point in 24 and 25. It says, "For our comely parts have no need, but the Most High have tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to the part that which lacks. That there should be no schism in the body, that the members should have the same care one for another." All right? The Lord put us all part of the body to where it pleases, to where we can do the most work and be more beneficial, man. All right? Why? So everybody can be functioning as a well-oiled machine, so to speak, in the eyes of the Lord, man. Why so? There won't be no squeaky wheels or broken bones or no diseases, man. Okay, we gotta understand that we're part of a body, and why would you want to be not attached to the body of the Lord? You see, Scripture why two are better than one.
Can't avoid that.
You know, and if you're part of the body, man, look, the more parts of the body you have, the more parts of the Lord that you have, man. You see, all right, when you're by yourself, what do you have? Where's your counsel going to come from? Where's your encouragement? Where's your building up going to come from, man? Where's your correction going to come from? You see? Hey, you know, when I first was watching the video, I'm like, man, I can do this. All right, put on the garment, read out the Bible, right? Till I actually went to camp for the very first time and seen the scoffers there. All right? And seeing how the elders and apostles manage them and handle them. All right? It's not as easy as it looks, man. And first of all, the Spirit of the Lord got to be on you, man.
Yeah. It's more than just knowing some precepts. You know, knowing that Babylon the Great is fallen, Mm-hmm. You know, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Oh, you being a nation of priests and the Lord's chosen people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's more than that. Now those are beautiful things. I'm not saying it isn't,
mm-hmm.
but it's more to it. Okay? The Lord ain't just gonna give the next world to come to somebody on a low level vibration. That's all about themselves. Me. Being selfish. That doesn't want to take correction. That doesn't want to improve. That doesn't want to, that doesn't want to put away old habits. All right? This stuff, man, I'm telling you, man, the Lord is about to get rid of this dead weight. And I'm telling you, the Lord is just about to keep elevating those that are, that are really the elect. Because look, all those that are dead weight and guys that want to go do their own thing and be rebels and all that stuff, you're part of the house of Saul, man. What does it say in the book of Samuel, man? All right, the 1 Samuel, I believe the 3rd chapter. It says what? That the house of David grew what? Waxed stronger and stronger. And the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. That's what's happening. The house of David's getting more mighty, more bold. Okay? Getting stronger in the spirit. Well, all these guys, these rebels, these Saulites, okay? They're just through, man.
Mm-hmm.
Start changing up the doctrine. Start, bugging out. They become literally obsessed with the men that taught them and the men that they were under, the body that they were with.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually they just go back into the abyss, a.k.a. Babylon, okay, a.k.a. America. Now all of a sudden they're growing dreadlocks, getting tattoos, all right? And next thing you know, they're like Lil Wayne, being a rock star and fucking jamming out and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or they got that Jody spirit on them, all right? Living with their mama and their fucking baby mama not doing shit, eating fucking Captain Crunch. That's it, man. That's all that fucking happens. Not doing a goddamn thing. Or they might just shave their goddamn beard, get a nice haircut, and go to church. Fucking punks. Salaki, man, I'm in the spirit of rebuking now, man. Like, I'm fucking tired of these people, man. Salaki, man, forgive me. I'm gonna fall back, man. I'm in the spirit of rebuking now. But shit, you got something else? Salaki, brother. Oh shit, man.
And this is 2 Thessalonians 2, and I'm just getting to the point. It said, for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. All right? And hey, the Scripture won't give you any plague but a plague of the heart. And the Lord have you thinking that you're in the spirit, all right? Thinking that you're a man of the Lord, but the whole time, hey, the Lord setting your ass up for the okie doke, man. All right? There's been a lot of men out here, through the years, in our little short time, that we have seen that we held a high regard, man. All right? We're well beloved of the elders and apostles, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right? But guess what, man? Once that Holy Spirit is off of you, it's off. And sometimes you don't know that the Lord took it off of you, man. That's why we said Psalm 51 prayer, man.
Yeah, it's a heavy prayer.
You know? Because you don't want to be deceived by the Lord, man. I was trying to find a scripture, I couldn't word it right, but it said the deceiver and deceived are his, man.
It's in the book of Job, yeah.
You know? So we got to take into account that just because you're putting on a garment, going down the highway and the byways or putting up a lesson don't mean the Lord is with you, man. All right? You got these guys now, you know, I'm not going to mention any names, but, you know, another turn of scoffers, man. All right? A couple of weeks ago, they were all praise to Yahweh, double honor to the elders and apostles. But now that you're out, you want to get on, you know, now you're talking shit, man. You know?
I think it's worded like they become enemies to the cross.
Yeah, I'll see what.
If you can get that, I think that's how it's worded.
Got it.
If I'm not mistaken. But basically, these guys have become enemies to the cross, you know, meaning they become an enemy of Yahweh Shemal Shai, man. All right? You know, if I'm not mistaken, that's how it's worded.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's, yep.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Philippians 3. Start at 16.
Maybe we can end on this too, because for time's sake.
Yeah, come on, got you. Philippians 3 and 16. Nevertheless, whereto we have already attained, let us walk by the same rule, let us mind the same thing. That's the order that the apostles and the elders and the Lord has set up, man. All right, if you don't want to get with this, you can get with that, you know. Brethren, be followers together with me, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an example. And we're walking after the Spirit of the Lord, man.
Yeah, and then we got actual physical examples.
Mm-hmm.
All right, out here, starting with the apostles on down.
Yep.
You know, we're in the Chicago camp. We got the Elder Malcolm,
Yep.
the Elder Saint Benji. You know,
Elder Corral,
Elder Crowd, Elder Uriah,
yep.
etc. Man.
Yep.
All right.
So for many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are enemies of the Christ of Mashiach.
Yeah, exactly. They become enemies of the cross, man. Okay. These guys who are what? Who are high-minded.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They become proud, unthankful,
Mm-hmm.
blasphemers, disobedient to their parents.
Yep. High-minded.
High-minded. All right, so on and so forth. You know, it talks about that in the book of First Timothy, I believe, the 4th chapter. All right, you know, it talks about all that, and now they become enemies to the cross, man. Now all of a sudden, the brothers weren't brotherly.
Right.
All right. Hey, those elder apostles, they're not my leaders anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. All of a sudden, we're in the new covenant, and now, oh, wait a minute. America's not Babylon the Great. It's actually the Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. I think Esau can be saved now.
Mm-hmm.
God loves everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is what happens. That's because of pride, man. Pride will bring you down low. All right?
We can do this real quick.
Yep, you got it.
Say, whose end is destruction, whose the Most High is their belly, and whose glory is in their...
It's like slow down. I said what?
Yeah.
Who were you at?
Say, whose end is destruction.
Whose end is destruction? Because at the end of the day, these guys are going to be destroyed terribly. You were mentioning you can't run away from the Lord and the judgment. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Whose power is their belly.
Yeah, meaning their lust, desires,
Mm-hmm.
their wants.
Yeah.
Okay, that becomes their god, their idol, their power. Okay.
Their need to be seen, like you said, the preeminent.
Yep.
Your need to prove to everybody, I'm a man of the Lord. I don't need nobody.
Yeah, and just whatever they're into, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep going.
And whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things.
Who mind earthly things. See, we're focused on heavenly things. We want to get out of this kingdom here, okay? And everything that's consisted of it. We're focused on the kingdom of Yahweh Shemal Shai, okay? Well, we're going to be changed, transformed, all right? We're going to be, first and foremost, I always say this, salvation comes first. Then during the salvation, as we're getting beamed up, we get what? The transformation.
Yep.
During the transformation, we get the new bodies, we get the laws put in us. That means we're not going to sin anymore. Then comes what? The glorification and dominion. That's what we're looking forward to. Okay? Nothing of this earth. This place is polluted. It's diseased. Okay? It's just all in all through, man. I don't want nothing from this place. I hate it here.
That's it.
I hate it here. I just want to. I want to be saved. I beg for this every day. I'm tired. This place sucks, man. But then you got guys out there that low key, they'll say that they hate all this stuff and so on and so forth, but they want a reputation or something, man. So they'll make them stay in here. They'll make them rebel.
Yeah.
Crazy shit, man. It's nuts, man. It's nuts. Whatever, though.
I'm gonna get GMS of my guy alive again, hopeful 144 real quick. He got a Job 12:16 with him and strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his, man.
Oh.
You know, that's what we were talking about earlier, man. And hey, the fearful thing fall in the hand of the living power. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, you don't know if you're in the spirit or not. Lord willing, we in the spirit, you know? That was it. We'll close it out.
That's pretty much it. You know, hopefully this was an edifying one. And, you know, with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakadash. Also, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to all you brothers out there. Shalom and a Bible Ball.
Bible Ball.